watching TVC Breakfast. Now, many internally displaced persons in Nigeria live in deplorable conditions in camps.
Battling hunger, disease and poverty, they represent a picture of the worsening humanitarian situation, especially in the northeast. Now, reports of children compelled to feed on onion leaves for survival in an IDP camp in Bauchi State is drawing sympathy from across the country.
No more than ever, questions are being asked on why food meant for these set of people are being diverted. Meanwhile, parents of these children say they had to improvise ways of tackling hunger as a last resort. Right, joining me now is the public affairs analyst, Dan Akinlami. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning.
All right. Now, we have heard of food for sex. We've heard of different things, situations that IDPs pass through just to survive. When you hear of onions to survive for children, how does it come to you?
Well, it's quite sad that we've not made any progress as far as the IDPs are concerned. Don't forget that this crisis started from the northeast, and gradually it has spread to another two regions, the north central and the northwest. Today we have IDP camps in over 200 local governments. You look at them from Adamawa, Borno, Yobe. Now we have in Benue, Taraba, Zamfara. So the crisis keep getting more complex. And I think at this point, government need to develop a roadmap in tackling the hunger aspects of this crisis.
But this is not the first time. The past 2-3 years, we've been reporting on these issues of deplorable humanitarian situation in camps. And if government has not developed any roadmap since then, is there anything different they're going to do right now?
Well, I think beyond providing food, shelter, and maybe beddings and other things, there should be a roadmap whereby there can be a permanent solution that these internally displaced people can be returned to their communities. And the roadmap has to start with providing peace in the crisis affected areas. Beyond making sure these displaced people have food, have some basic amenities, beddings, shelter, we must look at the long run, providing the solution to the crisis that got them displaced.
All right. Now, if you look at the number of donations from international organizations, individuals, churches, mosques, individuals, for IDPs in different parts of the country, and especially in the northeast, has there been justification when we hear of sex for food and if the recent situation now, which is on the front burner, talking about parents improvising just to keep their children alive with onion leaves? Has there been justification for the number of donations to these
Obviously,
people?
there has been no justification. And now, the number of IDP camps are far higher than what the government could provide for. Even some of the camps are not recognized by government. So now we cannot rule out the human factor, the corruption factor. When government deploy these materials, are they actually getting to the camps? So that's part of the problem. We've got allegations and reports about how some materials were diverted by some officials that were responsible for some of the government-controlled camps. But we've not seen people being prosecuted or jailed or being punished for those things. So until we're able to resolve this aspect of the officials being compromised, materials being diverted, then we may not be able to take care of these people.
This draws attention to the regular comments that Nigerians make, saying that government does not have attached value to Nigerians. Now, what impact will this have on Nigerians themselves who see these things and government is not doing anything at the federal level, at the state and even local government levels? Well,
I think to a large extent it's an indictment on the government. If we have this large number of people displaced within the country, not to talk of the refugees, Nigerians that have crossed to Cameroon and Chad, to seek for refuge. We have more than 2 million people displaced now, from northeast to north central and northwest. So it's an indictment on the government. So the government still has the responsibility to solve this crisis.
All right. Daniel Akinlami, thank you so much for coming on the program.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.